Hello there everyone, and welcome back to House Durrandon in this Petty King's hot seat. Let's go ahead and take a look at what has happened since last time. So, no, I'm not as concerned with the current ongoings with Bolton as I was before, because as of this turn, there is a ceasefire in between House Martell and House Lannister, which means that Martell's only enemy at this point is the Boltons, which means the entire force of the greatest kingdom will be spearheaded right towards Bolton, which means in short terms that I'm saved. My kingdom is saved. No longer do I have to fight the Boltons on my own. I will have the what's it called? The Martells to back me up, which is great news. Very, 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 very great news. Very, very great news. I don't think we have enough troops here, really. Can move in these two. And then at some point we're gonna have to move these guys up. We can start putting some levies in here to replace them with actual troops of the area. These guys, they're gonna have to march over there, because having them out in the open without a lord, sometimes they rebel. Then we're gonna have Durrandon is going to move. He's going to move in this direction. He's gonna take the catapult with him, and he can take, well, he can't take those two with him, but he can take the bowmen with him. So we got those there, and he's gonna be going somewhere over here. This army, well, we got these guys here, and I don't want to move any further than necessary, and so, and also we don't want to get them cut off from the rest, but Bolton could move through here to split. Problem here is I brought this big army up, and I forgot to give them a catapult. Not entirely sure if I should get a trebuchet as well. I think a catapult will do. And then what we'll do is we'll probably recruit troops here. The troops in sort of the former lands of Gardner are not very good unless you get the men-at-arms type characters. They're quite good. Anyways, I'm moving these guys up, hoping to attack this in the next turn, because I've got catapult. And then we've got Martell army here, which I'm hoping is probably moving up here to deal with these guys. And at some point we're gonna have to coordinate our two navies to prepare and smite the enemy force. We can actually see about sinking some of these ships here. I just want to move. I want to move some of these ships that are a bit weaker. We don't want them sunk. The 24 one is probably possible, and the 21. So this one will lead the attack, and then these ships, the weak ones, will move there, and then maybe I can... Yes! Nice! I got them all together, and then we'll see about sinking these ones. Boom! We sunk that ship. Hopefully we'll get an Admiral Star. Sinking this. 2 ships sunk. All my ships are intact. Didn't get an Admiral Star though, fortunately, but we didn't lose that much, and these guys are now in port, so I could possibly retrain some of them if I had the money, but now I don't have the money, so There we go with that. Not entirely sure why it did that sound. We're gonna move these guys over here. We're gonna move one of these guys over there just to make sure to hold that. This guy, it's a risk here if the enemy attacks. We want to move the lords away. I've sort of seen him go for after the lords, which would be a smart strategy. Why isn't this one? Why does this one not gain free upkeep? Strange. Anyways, there's not a lot of movements to be done here. We're gonna see about as we get more troops here, we can move. Well, I think we can move one of these guys out, unless they're super unhappy here. Which, well, they're pretty upset. And Garrison deals 40% out of this. 30 unrest. Maybe I can get the archer, some unit, to march. Well, we wouldn't get there anyways this turn. This one could start to be going that way, and then it'll go there next turn. We already got a Martell army somewhere around here. Moved you over there. Yes. I think that's it. But this very short video. The main point is that, let's see. The Martells, they retook the islands here that Lannister took. Lannister was able to take, I don't know how many of them, but Martell was able to retake them. He also was able to gain ground up here. I believe this castle might have been in the hands of what they're called, the Lannisters. I think the Lannisters might have moved down and taken one. Anyways, the Steam message I got from House Martell was very jubilant in the fact that he was able to take quite a few castles from a Lannister. So it's the war here, which ended in a ceasefire, ended in good terms for Martell. So he's been able to take that. And now he still probably needs a few troops here, but we can see that attacking the islands here is probably quite futile for the Lannisters, and hopefully he sort of smashed the navy, which means the Lannister has two options to attack towards Martell, and both of them are through these narrow passes, which Martell can just hold the choke points pretty good, and then the rest of his force can march through here and come through here. We also already have some troops coming here. We've got his navy marching up, sailing up, and together with my navy, hopefully we'll be able to go into Bolton territory here and sort of lure out his navy and destroy it, or at least sort of hold it in place enough for our armies to seize the castles. But I think Martell is probably, just as I'm thinking right now, mostly going to stay here where Bolton's clever movement with the navy is going to be negated. But it's so good, the fact that the Lannisters dropped out of the war. This, I've said that before as well. The Lannisters are probably the worst allied you can have. Because, I mean, if it held out a bit, I mean, I don't know how the war really was going here. Maybe it was really going really shit. I mean, Casterly Rock is there, so the Martells weren't far away from the capital, so there was concern, of course. But if he had held out, the Boltons could have advanced further into my land and probably maybe, forced me to be knocked out or destroy my faction to the point where I can't help out, and then there would be 2 against 1 against Martell. But now when Lannister drops out, I believe that Stark also drops out, because Stark joined the war not to help the Boltons but to help the Lannisters because of the lore connection, which is that it was the heir of the Lannisters that I'll probably have to check this out, but as far as the lore goes, I'm pretty sure that the heir of the Lannisters was forced away before sort of the game started, and he was forced into the north, and then the north and the Starks helped him retake the throne, and so he married, I believe, also a Stark girl. So there is that lore connection, which is very strong in this period, in between House Lannister and House Stark. At some point here as well, I'm probably gonna craft a nifty little message to House Stark, because right now the thing is that my alliance with the Martells is rock hard. That may be maybe not the right words, but let's say it's like Stannis and Davos. Even if Martell cut off 3 of my fingers, which Stannis would rightly do, or Martell rightly do, if I was a thief, we would still be there. You know, I would still be there to lead his navy into Blackwater Bay and right into the explosion and so forth. And so our alliance is like that, while, you know, Lannister's flip-flopping back forth like a fish on land, chipping for air constantly. And so Martell, what I was talking about was hoping to turn Stark against Bolton, and the idea there would be that we would leave the North to House Stark. They would be the warden of the North, because in this time period you don't have what is in the series, where you have the warden of the Whale, the warden of the North, the warden of Dorne, the warden of the Reach, and the warden of, I can't remember what this area is called. Casterly, Rockily, whatever, the rocky area. So you don't have that. Every area is separate kingdoms, so they're not united under one king. But I'm thinking, in a lore-wise way, I mean, I'd already talked to Martell a bit about this, with marrying our 2 families together, and I would then think that we would marry 2 characters. Now there's probably not going to be the possibility to do this, although I'm getting some children here. So he's got another daughter, Maya Durrandon, and Shireen Swan, and Barristan Swan at 16. That I mean, oh god, she's just had a sweet 16, which is a terrible thing, American thing. They have a child already. I mean, this guy is 15 years old and he's already doomed to doom. He's also been put in charge of Weeping Town. I'm not entirely sure if he's in charge. No, he's not actually in charge of Weeping Town. I think the heir of the king is actually in charge. But fair fighter, religious, holy ties, wife is useful, well, unpleasant, and lacks charm, but is of Durrandon's blood, which is good. But the idea then is that we are going to create the 7 kingdoms as one kingdom, with wardens of the different area, in sort of a lore way, in which we not necessarily have to destroy every faction to sort of end the scenario and have a winner. So it will be like like, it wouldn't be the map is completely Martell. It would be that Martell is obviously going to be number 1 because he has got the most territory too, and then maybe I'll end up in number 2, and then whatever factions, if Lannister survives, he'll be number 3, or I'm most likely, if Stark actually will turn side, he'll be number 3, and so in that way. And then sort of, if we end it in a lore kind of way, the Whale would be restored, the Reach would be restored, maybe reduced. Hopefully the House Durrandon will keep a bit of this, and then Dorne will you know, not only have well, Dorn will have its own, but the Dorn head family, hopefully married to one of my heirs, or not heirs, but family members, and we would imagine them then building King's Landing, which I believe is located right here somewhere, or I think right here on this river. I don't know. I've played the Mountain Blade mod for that, and I'm pretty sure it lies there on just on the river. So we would build like King's Landing in there, and then the Martell Durrandon faction would rule as a royal lineage from there, and they would rule over the 7 kingdoms. And that's sort of my idea of things. Now also I should mention here that Bolton has been almost, I wouldn't say not spamming, but he got very agitated because he had a really good diplomat that apparently got assassinated, and he was so sure that it was me. Even that I haven't released those videos yet, but the first video when I actually recruit an assassin has not even been I don't think I've even released that yet. So my assassin was nowhere near and attacking him, but he was like so sure, and he's like, I'm gonna find all of your spies and stuff. And as it seems, I only have 1 spy here, so very meticulously it seems that he's gone through his, you know, covered in the entire area of everything he could think of going, and just to assassinate all my outriders, my spies, and my assassin, because my assassin seems to have disappeared unless I put him in a castle. So he did assassinate him. Yes, I only have these 2 guys left. The absolutely worthless diplomat, apparently a ripe turnip has more influence over the ways of men than this lowly wretch. This spy is, he's got, well, usually capable of pulling off minor acts of espionage, given the proper preparation. So he's at least kind of good. But that sort of is the idea of things. As per normally, I know nothing really of significance was done in this, but I probably have dragged this video on for way too long. Anyways, you have got that update, so he was very salty about that. I don't know why he thought it was me, when Martell clearly is the assassin king, just assassinating everything. And I think it was, I think the diplomat thing is probably he used that diplomat because he has, Astra and Arin, so he actually has, you can't see the trains here, but he actually is the heir to the throne of the whale. So I think he probably, when the the whale fell, he actually bribed this guy to become part of his kingdom, and that's why he really liked that diplomat. He was probably doing he was going to do similar things with it. So it's probably good that he died, but I mean, the fact that he thought that I did it is kind of ridiculous. But as I recall, you know, I didn't outright say it wasn't me. I think I did. I said, well, it's not. Well, you clearly mad or something, or not clearly mad, but you clearly. Well, I murdered him, and then I like sold him a story about the Lannisters possibly, or I said something along the line, because he seemed very upset about it. So I said something along the line of, yes, you know what, if you can't see who is going to betray you, then I can't help you. As sort of like, oh, the Starks maybe attacking, and it's like, if he was in a paranoid state of mind, you're like, oh, what's going on here? Anyways, this has been this episode, not very eventful, and I should drag it on no longer. So let's go ahead and end turn, and it's over to House Martell. Good luck to House Martell. Hopefully he beats the Boltons into a bloody pulp. No mercy for the barbarian scum. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!